We're here at Earthtec's headquarters in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. What's going on tonight here at Earthtec? They are hosting a one band, one brand event, bringing together emerging artists and emerging fashion designers, fashion labels. In the case of artists, what I mean is musical artists. And tonight there will be a performance by Shane Alexander. He's a West Coast-based musician, and he's going to be performing for a group of people here at Earthtec's headquarters.
So the basic concept behind one band, one brand is that it is a celebration of music and fashion, together. It's sort of putting those puzzle pieces, in the way that they naturally connect. So often you hear, or almost always you hear, music at fashion events, and it's rare that you hear live music at fashion events.
Well, the River is a locally owned, independently operated radio station. One of our focuses with our nightly feature, Homegrown, is to bring to the forefront emerging artists. And in the case of Shane Alexander, as part of his tour, we also put together the association with the people that do one band, one brand, and brought him in here to do a live performance. The River's interest in sustainability and working with companies like Earthtec stems from the fact that we're a solar-powered radio station. We're a member of the Green Alliance. We've gone through a complete energy audit. We air daily green tips messaging 4 times a day on the River, helping educate consumers on ways they can make small changes in their behaviors to create a more sustainable environment. That's really been a breath of fresh air from the standpoint of marketing the station. People really are embracing the concept now as they find out more about ways that they can actually become sustainable in their lives. What's the Earthtec connection? Well, Earthtec is a company that's also a member of the Green Alliance that is also largely based around producing products from either 100% organic products or nothing but recycled materials and sustainable production. They basically go out to a lot of our events that we host events at, concert events, and reclaim all of the used empty soda bottles, water bottles, and then they take those exact bottles, have them reprocessed into a fabric to make apparel out of.
And I think what's happened over the last 15 years has been an amazing advancement of this technology. So mid-90s-ish is when this whole thing was emerging, and that's when I fell in love with the concept. At that time, it was a very impure process. So the process I'm talking about is converting a water bottle into yarn. So the thing that is little known is that the molecular makeup of these water bottles is the same as virgin polyester. So what we're doing is a post-consumer collection of these water bottles, which has its challenges. And in the early and mid-90s, as it was evolving and emerging, it was really pretty complex, and there was a lot of challenges in kind of getting this to a usable yarn. Over the last 15 years, there's been tremendous advancement. So the stuff we showed tonight looks and feels like everything that's in people's closets, and so we can literally go out to running events right now, like the Boston Marathon or the Portsmouth 10K or Market Square Day, and we can collect physical bottles, and we can convert those bottles that we collected and bring them back to that event a year later in the form of the race shirt or any other form of product that can really close the loop in how people see this technology. And I think that's the engagement component, or the tipping point in my mind, is that now people are going into these events saying, I can make a difference. That we work under this mantra called each of us, that says each of us can make a difference and all of us can change the world. And I think the each of us piece is what's so important, is that when somebody recognizes that the value of that when I take this cup and I put it in that bin, that comes back to the world in the form of a product. And it addresses so many important things. It addresses finite resources. This is a petroleum-based product, so we're looking at lessening our need for foreign oil, and there's so many other challenges that are kind of connected to this that this one simple thing addresses. So consumers are absolutely ready for this for the first time in my mind that I've seen. 15 years ago, it was talking to nobody. Nobody cared, and I think, a friend of mine told me once that the pioneers are always the guys with the arrows in their chest, and that's how we felt for a really long time, because you're out there trying to advance and emerge something. But I think this is now in a place where people are emotionally ready to engage in this and looking for better consumer choices, and this is what it is. It can happen in the food space with organic products that inspire people to look at family farms. It's not just in our small industry, but we are one of the many companies that's willing to take a leadership role to make change. So I think one of the things that was a life-changing experience for me that has me inspired on a daily basis is the birth of my twin daughters. I have a son who was born at 10 pounds 10 ounces and healthy in every respect, and then I had girls that were born at 28 weeks and 3 months early at 1 pound 9 ounces, 1 pound 11 ounces. And I watched the challenges and I watched the fight of those two little babies that are now on the soccer field and doing all normal things. And what you realize in that is that it really isn't about us, it's about the next generation, and that we're given this education and what we do with it is really up to us. So I feel very empowered to go into the schools, to talk to kids, and to have them recognize the value and understanding the technologies that exist. This is not a new technology. This has existed for a long time, and it's just never been mainstreamed. And I think that's really what I look in those girls' eyes and I say, they are what inspires me, and I want to give them a healthy planet. I think it's so important. I think what's so interesting about this night and what we're trying to do is really inspire people to take conscious efforts in everything they do. So we took a minute at the beginning to have Ryan Bedard from Eco Movement come up and talk about where all this stuff was going at the end of the day. So a lot of cups here tonight, a lot of plates and utensils and traditional kind of party. And we want to make sure that people recognize that we're able to take these #1 recyclable cups and make these items that we put on the runway here tonight out of that byproduct. So it gives that cup a second life. There's about 150 billion water bottles used annually all over the world. It's a staggering number that's really quite honestly disgusting. And what we really want to do is bring awareness to that and try to get people to look at the impact they can make at a simple event like this. Here we all are just celebrating this music event and having fun. And there's a responsible thing to do with some of these things. And I think the overarching impact is that we're developing a new consumer. And this consumer is one that's more conscious and more aware of the power of their choices. And so it's an inspiring thing for us to be in this club of businesses that are taking that extra step.